Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome to the second episode of Ask Cammy. That's the series where you send questions to the email that's about to pop up on your screen, and I do my best to answer them. Without further ado, let's jump into our first question. The first question reads, I've been posting random edited clips on YouTube of me playing Destiny, and I think that they're really funny videos, but it's really annoying putting loads of effort into a video to get 15 views, most of which are just my friends. I was wondering how I can get my channel out to more viewers, and of course I don't mean like magically thousands of viewers because I know that's just unrealistic, but I'd love to make videos for a larger audience because at the moment I really am enjoying it. I was wondering how you might think I could get my channel out to more viewers so that I could keep making videos without feeling like it's a waste of time. I'm going to go ahead and answer this question in reverse. Now I have 100,000 subscribers. That didn't happen overnight, but it happened way faster than I ever thought it would. And so the idea of thinking that creating a video just to not get views is a waste of time is a bad idea. Because if you make good videos, that's practice for making even better videos. And if you make better videos, that's practice for making the greatest videos. You catch my drift. If you don't like the grind, this isn't the business for you. Or isn't even really a hobby for you. You gotta enjoy the video making process, even if you get 10 views. Now, that being said, how do you improve viewership on your YouTube videos? The way that I did that was through the Bungie.net forums for Destiny. Anytime I found something cool, or worked really hard on a video, tried to make it entertaining and so on, I would post it to the Bungie.net forums, but I wouldn't just post a link to the video and say, watch this guys, K thanks. I would describe it. I would link it with a question. Something in the game like, do you think the last word is OP, question mark, 111s? And then, of course, people would argue the hell out of me and then be like, Cammy, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. The last word is perfectly balanced, shooting 111s while aiming down the sights. But my videos provided some good points and were at least funny. There was a little bit of humor weaved into those videos, and of course, people kind of caught on to it. I got my first initial 100, 200, 500 subscribers, and it kept growing from there, and I kept repeating the process. Now, I don't necessarily post my videos to the Bungie.net forums anymore, but if I wanted the extra viewership, I definitely could. The best website in the entire world for getting your shit out there is definitely reddit.com, so learn how to use Reddit, join a subreddit of any kind of video medium or whatever you're interested in, create good videos, post them to Reddit, maybe you'll get lucky. That's really the best tip I can give, but for now, I'll move on to question number 2, which reads, Hi Cammy, I've been thinking about purchasing a PS4. I play Destiny on a daily basis on Xbox One, but I also want to play on PS4. Would it be worth it in your opinion? Now, I purposely waited to answer this question until we got a little bit more information on Destiny 2, and I'm thankful I did. Had I answered this question a month ago, it would be totally different. I'm sure you're wondering what Destiny 2 has to do with the question about playing Destiny 1 on a different console. And the thing about it is they just released all the veteran rewards for Destiny 2, which means you have to do certain things on PS4 if you wanted to play Destiny 2 on PS4, where the exclusives are. There is no Destiny Veteran thing for PC, though. I'm not sure. Maybe they carry over. Maybe they're linked to your Bungie.net account. But for now, we have a little bit more information. Both Xbox, Xbox Scorpio, PS4, and PS4 Pro will all be 30 frames per second and have no dedicated servers. Everyone knows this, right? Okay, good. Even if you had infinity money, I still don't think it's worth switching the PS4 just for the hell of it. Even if you intend to play Destiny 2 on PS4. The only exception I would say is if your job entirely relies on playing Destiny like a lot of content creators I know. Me, not going to worry about it so much. I don't care about cosmetic emblems and stuff from playing Destiny 1 on PS4. It only took me 22 hours to max out my PS4 account. The first thing that I want to make abundantly clear is that you have time between now and the release of Destiny 2. Don't make a rushed decision to buy a PlayStation 4, because for all we know, PC might be the way to go for Destiny 2. Maybe you're not a PC gamer, maybe a PC offers more value. The Steam Summer Sale is going on right now. I might make a top 10 on that, just let me know in the comments, but that aside, there's definitely value in PC. You already have an Xbox One which plays console games. So what you really got to ask yourself is, for Destiny 2, do you care about the console exclusives on PS4? If the answer is yes and you're all committed for that, then go ahead and get a PS4. But keep in mind, within the next upcoming months, there might be a price cut in the PS4 or a price cut in the PC. If you're one of those unique Destiny players who wants to play competitive, then we don't know where competitive is going to be. Sure, it could be a Bungie Activision sanction kind of thing where they force the competitive scene on the PS4, but it could also go the other direction and be played on PC. And if you spend your money now to get a PS4 and competitive's on PC, kind of wasted your money. As for the PS4 sweat community and things like that, let's just call everything Destiny 1 related pretty much dead. So enjoy it while it lasts on the Xbox. You'll be fine. You don't have to switch to a PS4 right now. But if you are fully gung-ho going for the PS4 on Destiny 2, then just go ahead and look for a deal on the PS4 and whatever deal you can get on Destiny 2. Question 3 reads, so every time I play games, I feel too uncomfortable to do any good, and then I just get tilted and play really shit. I'm either too close or too far from my monitor. I just can't sit in a position that I'm comfortable. I'm too hot, or all of the above. Just wondering about your setup. What kind of chair do you use, if you even use one? How far do you sit from the screen? And do you even use a monitor, or do you use a TV screen? Also, hi mom, I'm famous now. Well, luckily for you, I got a pretty good answer for this one, because I also deal with being too hot when I play video games. You see, sometimes I catch my reflection off the monitor, and I look at it, and I'm like, who is this handsome devil? Look at you. You're so good look, and then I die to somebody by a fusion grenade, and I'm like, damn it, I caught myself looking at my reflection again. Curse you, narcissism. No, I'm just kidding. Like, these are obviously jokes. So let me explain my setup, and I'll start with the chair. The chair is a Walmart office chair. It's not even high quality. And the reason that I can get away with that is because I still go to the gym on pretty much a daily basis, so all the negative aspects of sitting in a not ergonomic chair, I get away with because I stretch and exercise. So any bad posture developed from the chair, I instantly get rid of. On a serious note, the heat in my room is unbearable sometimes. Like, my brother has a setup in here, I have a setup in here, and so we have easily 2 consoles, a PC, and like 5 monitors going off at the same time in the room. We have windows that we can't exactly block out, so it of course brings heat in, and then the room itself isn't very well ventilated. And I guess you would say, well, why not get a fan? But then my audio recording equipment would pick up the fan, and then you'd hear like during all my commentaries and stuff like that, and that can't happen. So I kind of just wear less clothing. But don't jump to conclusions. I'm not naked recording videos. I'm just talking about gym clothes because they're like created to cool you down when you exercise. It's things like that. Especially when I stream, because I stream for a couple hours. So as long as you don't have any audio equipment in your room, or your mic to communicate with people in like a raid or something isn't interrupted by having a fan, definitely invest in a fan in your room. Make sure the AC is reasonable. If you live somewhere cold, definitely open a window. I live in Florida, so it's like close to 100 degrees sometimes, very humid. If I open a window, it actually gets hotter in my room. So I don't have that option unless it's like the middle of winter, which is the best time for me to game. I mentioned a lot of monitors in my room earlier, and that's because I have 3 monitors. One's a BenQ for PC gaming, 144 Hz. The other is a BenQ for console gaming, which caps out at 60 Hz. And these are dedicated for gaming. And then the third monitor is just like another cheaper gaming monitor that I don't really game on, but I will use it for gaming and stuff like that, but I just use it to like read Twitch stuff on the side. My monitors range from 24 to 27 inches. I don't like them too big. I like to sit closer to my PC monitor, but moderately far away from my gaming monitor. And the reason for that is because if I only have to move my eyes to see what's on the screen, then that's perfect for me. I don't have to physically move my head to try to catch someone flanking on me. I just look off my eye. I don't even need to use my peripherals. Everything is on the screen. When I'm fully attentive and focused, my monitor sits slightly below eye level, but when I'm comfortable in my seat, it's about at eye level, so I don't strain my neck to see what's on the screen or to look up or down. The only thing about my setup that annoys me is the heat. Like, the Walmart chair can be comfortable because I'll sit Indian style if I get bored of slouching. I'll sit attentive and focused when it's a Trials game. I really don't notice it that much because my head is in the game. I'm focusing on it. Now, on the subject of tilt, for those who don't know, is when you are angry, mad, emotional in a game, and you keep making stupid decisions because you're pissed off or things aren't going your way. So you make them go even less your way by making stupid decisions. That is tilt. So the first reason that a lot of gamers are on tilt is because they think they're better, a lot better, than they actually are. They don't really have a great way to rate their skill. If they do great, maybe 4.0 one game, and then 0.2 the next game, they don't remember that 0.2. They just remember, oh, I'm a 4.0 player. Some focus entirely too much on the statistic of kill-death ratio. You have to be honest with yourself. If you're losing to somebody, are they better than you? Are you honestly making every optimal decision, but just feel like you're getting screwed over? They might be better than you. So what you do is you don't make a stupid decision. You need to tell yourself, all right, I'm starting to see that I could get on tilt, and so let's stop it right here. I'm not going to run in there head first and charge them like an idiot. I'm going to pick a different angle and play this game even slower to give me every advantage possible. That's all you have to do. And if it doesn't work, they're a better player. I'm sorry. It happens. But really, you shouldn't get pissed off about losing, especially to a better player. You should be thankful that you have the opportunity to grow as a player and learn from your mistakes so that you lose less in the future. And I promise you, eventually, after a long time of doing this, you can pretty much go on win streaks nonstop because there's less people better than you. But just don't let it go to your head. The fourth question reads, Dear Cammy, I hope you're doing okay. I love your videos. Your personality is incredible, and it shows in your videos. Anyway, this is what I want to ask. I'm a Voice, come on. You had one job. Let's pronounce words correctly. I'm a guy that struggles to have confidence, which hinders me from doing what I want to do in life. What's your advice on how to be confident in life? The name of the game with confidence is uncertainty. Confident people are certain that they're going to get their outcome. Non-confident people, unconfident people, whatever you want to call it, people who aren't confident tend to be scared of the outcomes because they don't know what can possibly happen. And in a lot of situations, you either get what you want or you don't. And in a lot of cases, if you don't jump into this social situation, then it doesn't matter anyway. You might as well not have gotten what you want because you didn't ask in the first place. If that sounds like total gibberish to you, just listen to it like 2 or 3 more times. I definitely could have said it a better way. I could probably re-record it now, but I actually listened to it again and I like it. I like the way that came out. Rather than give you one perfect answer, because there isn't, I'm just going to give you a series of tips, and you choose which is the most important out of these tips. So the first tip is to read a lot, learn a lot. The more things you know, the less things you don't. The less unknowns there are. The more certainty there is in any situation you put yourself in. I read all sorts of books. When I was in 3rd and 4th grade, I read my entire school library. Like, yeah, even the giant dusty books that looked like they came out of the Harry Potter movie. Yeah, I did read Harry Potter too, before it was cool. The second tip, just like I mentioned in the last question, don't be afraid of failure. In fact, embrace it. If you fail, good. That means you have something more to learn. So add that to your toolkit and use that knowledge in your next social situation where being confident would help. The third tip is to realize that a lot of people aren't just born confident or have something special about them that makes them confident. No, I feel like as long as you force yourself to be put in weird situations, the more weird situations you put you in, the less scared you are of the next weird situation. And I'll give you an example for this. You can take sort of gradual steps. When I was in middle school, guess what my biggest fear was? No, it wasn't aliens, wasn't werewolves, wasn't spiders, nothing like that. It wasn't even women, which scares the shit out of middle school kids, especially in 2017, if you catch my drift. But my biggest fear was talking on the cell phone to telemarketers or to people that I had to call on the telephone that weren't friends and family. If it was somebody at a business, like I had to call to set up a doctor's appointment or something like that, call to request information from the school, I would freeze up. I didn't know what the hell to say because I feel like if I messed up, I would get judged. And so I was thinking so hard on this, I just wouldn't say anything. I'd be like, oh, hi. No, wait, this is middle school, so my voice was the exact same. I was just 4 foot. But I'd be like, hi, hello, it's Cameron. Why did I call again? I'll call you back in a second. And then I would never call them because I would forget what I was talking about. Remember when I said baby steps? I worked on this. I started calling random people and having conversations. I got good at it. Any opportunity I had to talk on the phone, I took it. Whether it was getting pizza from Domino's, whether someone called the house asking from my parents, whatever it was, I forced myself to just answer these calls. And I know it sounds like something basic we do every day, but for some reason, that was my mountain. And I'll give you a sort of idea why that was terrifying to me. It's because if you send a text message, you can sort of edit what the hell you're saying as you're saying it to make it the most optimal message possible. Versus on the phone, or in commentary like I'm doing right now, you kind of just gotta roll with it, and then if you fuck up, re-record it. So I'll continue with my story of my progression of becoming confident. And so after I got over the phone phobia, still in middle school at the time, what you gotta remember is I went to like the ghettoest middle school possible. And I know every other person, says like, oh, I went to a ghetto school. But no, straight up, I had to be there because of segregation laws. That bad. Anyway, long story short, what students would do to pass the time there is that they would rap battle. They would freestyle. And considering I read pretty much every book in the library, if this was RuneScape, my vocabulary skill would be maxed. It was destruction, annihilation. I embarrassed some people. Segregation. I just said that because it rhymed. But anyway, that's besides the point. You might be saying, well, how is that confident if you had a better vocabulary? Surely you would be a better freestyle rapper than them because you knew more in the first place. And then to that I would say yes. But you gotta realize my skin tone is like Mount Everest in a snowstorm, which is basically like asking for an ass whooping at this school. But I didn't let that get me down. My skills proved themselves. And I tell you what, the very first time my parents were called to a teacher-student conference, it was because of the rapping. She's like, your son's doing fine and all, but he keeps rapping in the back of the class. Now the story progresses to high school, where I thought it was a great idea to join the cheerleading team. Little did I know, there hasn't been a guy on the cheerleading team in easily at least a decade. So this is unprecedented territory as far as I'm concerned with the current cheerleading and teaching administration. They have not seen a male cheerleader. No one knew how to deal with it. So am I nervous? Kind of. But I'm also not nervous because, like, what competition do I have? My gymnastic skills are levels beyond anything that the other girls could do. So pretty much there, I would max out the tryout sheet in that aspect. But then came the spirit aspect of the tryout. And for that, I had zero experience, so I kind of had to wing it. And so they go, all right, boy, or all right, girls and boy. Like, that's how they would say it. They would address the entire group as, okay, girls and boy. Today we're going to go do our spiriting entrance to the stadium. And I want you to be very peppy and like yell, go Panthers, or whatever high school mascot we were. And just be peppy and spirited and love your school and things like that. And that was the goal. And so what I did is I go out there and I yelled something like, testosterone! Yeah, they didn't think that was funny. At first, they burst out laughing. Like, they couldn't keep a straight face. They wanted to not laugh, but they laughed. So now that I've given you, I would say the short story, but it probably ended up being way longer when I actually said it, of my stories with confidence, you gotta ask yourself, did I do these things because I was confident? Or did doing these things make me confident? If anyone else has anything to add on this subject, we'll go ahead and talk more in the comments. I'm sure some of you have way better stories than I do, so it'd be fun to read it. And of course, whoever wrote me this question, you can also check the comment section and see that you're not alone. Some people do crazy things just to become confident. That's how it works. For the fifth and final question, it reads, hey Cammy, I got a couple questions for you. In your fourth storytime video, you talked about your girlfriend. How'd you two meet? And how well did you know each other before you asked her out? I have a situation in school where I like this girl, but I don't know her at all, and I have the feeling that a lot of other people also like her. Okay, that's probably true. But anyway, question number 2. In the Trials of Osiris, I feel like I'm cursed. I've never been flawless and never gotten past 7 wins. I feel like I'm a good enough player to go flawless, but I can never seem to accomplish it. There are times, a couple weeks in length, that I do really well in the Crucible, but during those times I can never find good players to play with or just face really good players. Other than those weeks, I'm decent and could probably still go flawless, but again, I get really unlucky. I was playing well in the past few weeks, but lost Saturday. Played really well in the morning, but then I got on in the evening and played horribly. This is still going on now. I wanted to know how to stay in the mode where I play really well, and maybe play with you if you ever feel inclined. I'm on Xbox, by the way. Thanks, I really enjoy your content. Keep up the good work. P.S. If you make a video on this, could you please keep me anonymous? You got it. I'm going to go ahead and address question 2 first, because this is the easier one to talk about for me, at least. Anyway, Best way to get good at trials is to practice. Perfect practice makes perfect. You got to keep going at it. Every day, grind a little bit of Rumble, grind a little bit of Clash, grind a little bit of Skirmish, whatever you have to do. But do it with consistent teammates. You guys need to get good as a team. Don't just find players every weekend. Play with the same team, and eventually you guys will learn from your mistakes and go flawless. I've said it in countless videos before. The Rumble playlist, if you are on a good day, like you think you're doing good at Crucible, that is the day to play Rumble. Because if you meet players who recognize that skill, you can team up with them. Just shoot them a compliment, let's team up, play some Skirmish, get to know each other, then play Trials. Maybe you don't go flawless the first time, but the second, third, fourth, fifth time, you got better chances. Don't get discouraged if you lose. It's a learning experience. Now for the dreaded girlfriend question. Was sophomore year of high school, I was in Spanish class, an upper level Spanish class that I had no reason pretty much being in. And even though I have, let's just say, a Hispanic name, I know nothing about Spanish. Nothing at all. So, in other words, no hablas españoles. That's not actually how I speak Spanish, but for the sake of this video, that's how you're going to think I speak Spanish, because I'm garbage. I needed tutoring in Spanish, right? And who other to get tutoring from than the valedictorian of your school? She knew how to speak Spanish, and she spoke it pretty well. Now, she wasn't bilingual, she was just a nerd. An attractive nerd. I would spend maybe 15 minutes a day getting one-on-one help with her in the classroom, and this went on for about 2 weeks. She had a boyfriend at the time, but I remember specifically one moment where she had like some chronic pain in her back from something, like she was doing cross-country practice or some shit like that, and of course I was like, I'll give you a back rub, I don't care. Nothing sexual about it at all, but it was still a back rub. Mr. Steal Your Girl. There came a point another week later, so this is a total of 3 weeks really knowing her, where she breaks up with her boyfriend, and I say, okay, I'm sorry, but like this 15 minutes a day in class just is not helping me. My grade's still terrible, even though it is helping slightly. I don't think it's helping enough. Is there any way you could like help me at my house for like an hour for this test? Because if I don't pass this test, sobstory.jpg, small violin. And of course she said yes. And then my sister hovered around her, like she was basically attached by the hip because she wanted to ruin my chances with this girl. But she ended up thinking it was really cute, and it ultimately ended up working. Okay, I lied about one part. I know my little sister watches these videos, so I wanted to say that she thought it was cute, but no, the girl actually thought it was really, really annoying, but somehow I still salvaged it and made it work, and then that's kind of how our relationship progressed from there. In your question, you say that you like this girl, but you don't know her at all. So, first things first, do you really like this girl? Second thing is you need to get to know her. So, whatever confidence issue, whatever issue stopping that, something needs to change. You need to get to know her. Even if you have one conversation with her and everything falls into place and it seems like you are super compatible, trust me, it's happened to me, don't ask her on a date right there. Or if you do, like, pray, because it's not going to work every time. It actually like creeps them out because you're moving way too fast. Second thing, if other people like the girl that you like, that's a good thing. That means she's probably quality, or at least on the surface, she looks calm and ready to drop bombs. What I think you need to hear is that there probably isn't going to be just some perfect godly situation where everything falls in your lap and you're suddenly able to perfectly introduce yourself and say all the right things to win her over. You kind of got to grind for it. You got to have to make some mistakes along the road and salvage them. That may not be a specific answer, but I didn't get specific details on your situation. I just know for a lot of my friends personally in real life, the issue isn't so much of I don't have an opportunity, it's that you're not taking any opportunity. They're waiting too long for the perfect opportunity, and it's just not going to come around. If you happen to be very unfortunate and things just don't work out, that's not the end of the world. Just take it as a learning experience, just like I've said in the previous questions. Improve yourself for the future, and the next 11 out of 10 cutie pie 3.14 is going to come along in your life. I promise. And that, my friends, concludes the second episode of Ask Cammy. Now, I'm sorry I dragged on some of these questions, but I think I made them that much better. So, as usual, if you didn't do it on this video, add the video to your watch later playlist and do chores, do boring shit while you listen to me talk and drone on about subjects. And maybe, just maybe, I might say something entertaining or useful. Probably not.